What?
Word.
Well, all right. The topic today is what will people say?
Hmm.
What will people say?
Mm-hmm.
We all use that in our subconscious, in our speech. Every action we pull is what will people say? It has killed so many people and it has deprived so many people of what they should have and or what they want. So I'm bringing this topic is so important that we should understand that what will people say don't matter at a particular time in your life. You might think it matters now. If you give it a year or two or even 10, you find out that, oh my God, that never mattered. What people would say over your judgment, over your personal issues, don't matter. What matters is how you feel. So what's your take on this? What will people say that have deprived so many of their right of living?
The truth of the matter is, um, some people are too conscious of what people think of them. And if you know that you are confident enough and you bring down, you make a list of this what works for me, bring a list, put the cons and the pros. For you as a person, evaluate it. Think of yourself first. Is it good for you? Is it something that you know that at any point in time you can actually defend yourself on it? So why do you not care about what other people now say concerning it when you know that it's going to benefit you?
Good. But you see, the problem is it's so easy for us to sound like this, to feel that we know when we are doing something wrong. We really don't know. We are all a victim to it. What will people say is registered in our subconscious without we knowing. For example, a lady or a man that should have given birth at a particular age. I know of a friend when we were in high school. He got a woman pregnant. And what will people say was his problem, he got rid of it. And as we speak, some old years later, he still doesn't have a child. So he refers back to that. Now, the people he was thinking, what would they say, his friends and people at the time, they've all moved on. So this applies to all aspects of our life. We shouldn't consider what people would say for our action. We should think of our actions first before what people would say.
I just said it myself. I
Yeah.
just told you, you put yourself first.
Yes.
You're the priority. If you evaluate yourself, this is something that will benefit you. If you know it's going to benefit you, why do you care about what other people say? But if you know that it's going to be negative, and you actually know, because it's all about you. Even if someone is telling you go and do it, but you're not convinced you should go and do it, you sound funny what people say. But when you convince yourself, because it's all about you, don't give a hoot
No,
about what people say.
it's so easy again that we say, it's all about me, it's all about you, go ahead and do it. But you see, when that is bugging your mind, when what will people say is bugging your mind, every other thing you don't put into consideration. All you wonder is what will this say, or what will my mom say, what will my dad say, what will my friends say. So back in Africa, I think we use that a lot. What will people say? It's a shame. Shame to the family's name. It's a shame not to do this. It's a shame not to do that because what would people say? Someone has a big dream, which Paulie they call him. Paulie want to set up an industry, adult industry. He had all the plan, he had the stage and everything going for him. After spending all that money and doing all his research, he finally didn't kick off because what would people say? People reminded him of his parents and his siblings, and Polly pulled out of that industry. Now Polly is nowhere because what will people say? Cost him his life career.
That story to me, he wasn't convinced enough because I keep saying it and I'm going to end with it. When you convince yourself, there come a time when you don't give a hoot about what people say. It's your happiness that comes first. As a person, right from the one, I have always believed in myself. Do you understand that? So,
Yeah, but
yeah.
again, if are you telling me you don't have any regrets on what will people say in your life that has happened in the past?
Not at the moment. I can't think of any.
No, everybody has a regret.
At the moment, I can't think of any.
You see, I have so much regrets that I can start naming it, but there's no space for that. Because why? What will people say is the problem why we are where we are? Because we could have been somewhere else, but what will people say is a problem? So you say you can't remember. I'm surprised.
I can't remember.
But it's fine. But for those of you that are listening to this podcast, think wisely. Never put what will people say in front of your judgment. Because those people will not matter in a couple of hours, months, days, or years. So put a word to this.
I just think that you should always take your happiness first. Evaluate yourself before you make any decision. Because sometimes some people will tell you something, they don't mean well for you. Maybe what you think you want to do is good for you, but you're thinking of what what people will say, and they now give you the wrong advice. So it's better for you to think of yourself first, evaluate yourself, evaluate the situation. If it makes you happy, why not?
Yeah, but you are correct. But we all think what we are planning makes us happy until we start thinking of what will people say. So put it in mind, what will people say? As you just clearly said, you have to think about yourself first. I only just start knowing that. What?
Word. Don't forget to subscribe and share.
You're right. Until I know what will people stop saying. Until that start happening, when I'm in tune, then you can subscribe. What?
Word.